Welcome to the Cyber Sangha podcast. Cyber Sangha is a program of free live broadcasts, launched in 2009 by renowned teacher and author Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche. Join us as we draw on ancient Tibetan wisdom to discover how to connect with our best self and live to our highest potential. The following teaching, Embracing Loneliness, Cultivating Connection, was given by Rinpoche on May 4th, 2023, as part of a year-long series on embracing life with wisdom and compassion. This content is for informational purposes only. Listeners should consult medical professionals for any physical or mental health concerns. Please use headphones and do not meditate while driving or operating machinery.
I welcome everybody to Cyber Sangha, Facebook Live. So today its a topic is embracing loneliness, cultivating connections. So it's seems like a very important topic, especially nowadays in the society today. Loneliness is a big issue. And so I wanted to speak a little bit about the loneliness and then speak a little bit about the practice that what we're going to do together here today. I hope to have some beautiful practice together, have some experience of being connected. So first of all, I think loneliness, it is clearly when we experience loneliness, we are always seems like we're experiencing missing someone, missing a family, missing community, missing friends, missing partner, missing someone out there. We feel like there's something that we're missing out there. So, and also, I think we deep inside our experiences every single day, we feel like we are actively looking for something, actively searching for some connection. And unfortunately, sometimes we tend to look for connection with people who might not be there, available in our life, who no longer live, who do not want kind of connection that you are seeking. And there's some kind of interference in your connection with them. So we are kind of looking in wrong places with wrong people with a lot of effort. And that exhaustion is feeling kind of sad. It kind of throw back to yourself. So you are every day kind of looking for that, seeking for that. But truth is, the loneliness is not missing someone or somebody. Loneliness is clearly longing to know oneself, to self-realize, to know who you are. In the teaching in Dharma and Dzogchen, we talk about self-realization, self-knowing, knowing myself. So what in simple way to say will be, what really we are longing is to know ourselves. Always we wanted to know ourselves. We are longing for that connection with ourselves, to know ourselves. Since many times we don't know that is what we are longing, then we translate that into externally, we are longing for someone, for something in life. So that seems like a fundamental problem of loneliness. For example, people who are have deeper experiences with themselves, deeper connection with themselves, kind of they know more who they are, they might be alone, but they might not necessarily experience loneliness. So being alone, not necessarily you feel lonely. Being with so many people, being whole life with someone, not necessarily means you don't feel lonely, because just being with someone does not guarantee that. Why? Because even you are with someone, but that same level of connection that you are not feeling with someone. So that it's in the end you feel lonely. And of course, they say, loneliness is a risk factor of probably many sickness, particularly like heart disease, uh, because loneliness is also very associated to some sense of deep sadness, can be turned into a depression. And so, yeah, so that is, I think it's important to see that somehow reflecting in oneself, know that even though I'm longing for someone, I'm missing someone, but in the end, what it really means that I'm longing for myself, I'm longing for self-realization. And what does that self-realization mean for me? So that kind of inquiring, that questioning, journeying in oneself, I think that is very, very important. And then now the second question is, where does this come from? You know, where is this primordial or beginning disconnection comes from? So I guess in Dzogchen teaching, they say the moment sound, light, rays arises, that you don't recognize that as a self manifestation. You see it's something out there, outside yourself, and from that moment there is your vision and you separation take place from that moment onward, and then you begin to identify that's with that separation. So that's where the original kind of, I think, disconnection starts from the Dzogchen point of view, from Dharma point of view. But I think in our ordinary experiences in our life, it very many, I think this disconnection comes from the childhood. So I was just thinking today, as we have this topic of discussion, I'm thinking today a little bit about it, and it feels very clear that sometimes children, when they grow up, particularly sometime in the West, when parents are sleeping in one room with with deep sense of connection, intimacy, um, privacy, needing all those things. On the other hand, sometimes very young child is left in another room alone, for example. Um, that seems like already seems like a torture to the child, and I really believe that, especially any young family, I would strongly encourage that physical, emotional, equally physical contact is equally important than emotional contact. And so closeness, physical touch, for example, is so important. I feel that in the West, that there's a lot of issues with the physical touch, and everything every time there's a touch, it's translated into something sexual, negative, um, sin, whatever is translated into, so that it seems like very clearly the children and parents do not get enough of that physical contact, uh, emotional contact. So I think some of these comes from early childhood, and when children is not getting nourishment enough with those kind of contact, and they grow up something not well. I think they are not able to. I mean, they're saying physical contact is very important. When there's a more physical contact, emotional contact, stress hormone in a child when they're growing up, much lesser when they have more physical contact. and emotional contact with the parents, or their social skills like ability to connect with other people, communicate with other people. It's far better when they have more physical and emotional contact with the parents. Those who lack of these things, definitely later part in their age, it's issue. I sometimes you see you're trying to hug someone, you can see they have not received enough hug in their life growing up. You know the good hug when you how you feel the good hug, when you know the resistance to contact and problem issues with that contact, and you can see they live that experience of their life. So I think strong recommendation to stay more close, physical and emotional close contact with the child, and they know when they wanted to separation, where they are when they are looking for their own identity. I remember very clear as a father, and as I travel, then when I go back home, Singh would always come and sit right on the dining table, right on my lap, and and you can see he missed that. So you feel that for a couple of days he will always very physically stay contact with me, and then after a couple of days later you can see that he's saying, okay, now I have enough of you, and now he can sit in another table, another chair. So you can see when they want that separation, you hear them, you feel them, then you give that sense of uh, space for them to be with themselves and be by themselves and so on. But when early age, when they need that physical, emotional contact, I think that so much of nourishment coming from that place, and kids that they miss that when they're growing up, I think the issues with loneliness, issues with unable to connect with other people, I think comes from that age. Let's not talk about the past lifetime. Let's not talk about disconnection with the primordial wisdom. No, from the childhood, I think. So those are, I think, is very, very important. So, so that's my, one thing I would like to say. It's very highly recommend that, and recognize that the premature physical detachment with child, I think has a big consequences of that. So I think it's important to recognize that, feel that, and it's not only good for the children, but it's absolutely also good for the parents' well-being too, and their parents' health, well-being. Um, yeah, so I think it's important. So I want, as a practice here, I wanted to talk about 4 different steps that we in the tantric tradition, we talk about the 4 different winds we talk about. So first will be so let's say this way, in our own life, look at your, as an adult, let's say as an adult, we can look at our physical condition, the health condition, let's say our heart, for example, issues with the heart, physical sense of heart, emotional sense of heart, that when there is an issue there, and that issue is, if you're trying to trace back, you can see it's emotional, premature emotional detachment. Some sense it comes from emotion, and emotion, some sense, comes from like a loneliness, feeling lonely. I feel lonely, therefore I feel deep sense of sadness, depression, anxiety, affecting my health or affecting my heart. So some sense there's a physical manifestation of that loneliness, but you trace back that there's emotional loneliness. So there's, each one of you can look at yourself. Somebody might say that I'm single, I'm in not relationship. I love to have a partner. I love to find a husband, wife. I love to find a community. I love to find a teacher. I love to find whatever you are longing for something. That is, your loneliness is manifesting in some specific things. And so these specific things will more related with the conceptual ideas about it would be nice to be with someone. It would be nice to have a child. It would be nice to have a partner. It would be nice to have a community. And because I see some other people that seems happier with their family, other people who are happier, they're having community, some sense of belonging. You have conceptual ideas about that. So conceptual idea, emotional loneliness, physical manifestation of some kind of form of health issues. So there's the three things, right? So then if you look at that conceptual mind, a logic reasoning, then you trace back that to a pain identity. So as always I say, in the end, all these experiences are going back to some deep sense of pain identity. So, and this is, I think, sometimes it seems quite clear that early age, when you are left alone, left feel this sense of abandoned by people who are supposed to nourish you, who are supposed to take care of you, left in a room where you wanted to be with your parents, uh, sleep with them, have more physical contact, physical touch, where you did not feel that you received that. You are left alone. Even like when the chicken, when they have eggs, they keep warm, they keep contact. Uh, so you can see that heat, the bliss, the warm love of that warmth, the physical warmth, and necessary, but maybe you did not receive that. You're left in a room by yourself. And so it could be many things like that, that early times where you felt abandonment issue. So it's not a question about blaming parents or anything like that, So sometimes when I make some statements like that, people think I'm blaming someone. I'm not blaming anybody. I don't believe in blaming anything or anybody. I wanted to more recognize something, what could have happened, how we can avoid something to happen like that. So how better ways to stay connected and give connection to someone who needs connection from you. And so this is the question here. So deeper sense of identity, where not feeling good enough, not feeling valued enough, not feeling worthy enough, not feeling connected enough, feeling left out, abandoned, left in another place, missing those physical emotional connection. So those early age, lacking those quality of deeper wound or trauma that might be in there. So those are causes of the identity. So deep inside you feel, I am abandoned, I am not good enough, I am alone, I'm not connected, I wish to have connection, I love to find someone, I feel lonely, I feel sad, I feel some issues in the health. So you can see these pain identity, conceptual logical reasonings, emotional state, physical manifestation. These four stages, as in the teaching they describe them, it seems quite a clear map. So embracing loneliness means not blaming parents, not blaming yourself, not blaming anyone, but recognizing the situation and embracing it fully, and then finding a deeper connection to oneself, and through that finding a more connection with other people. So this is what meditation we are going to do. So please sit comfortably. So bring your full attention to this present moment in your sacred space where you are in this special moment. And most important thing, that we know we are all connected to each other. Feel that connection. Feel connection to all the Cyber Sangha member who's participating in this meditation, this very moment. Feel connection to them. Through that connection, feel connection to yourself. Be aware of your breath. Not hold your breath. Breathe deep. Breathe slow. Breathe from your heart. Breathe through the nose. And exhale any discomfort holding, any effort, any sadness, any feeling of loneliness, any feeling of disconnection, disconnectedness. Breathe it out. So now bring your attention to your physical manifestation, either feeling sick, feeling pain, feeling blockages, feeling lack of energy, exhaustion. In your body. Because if you are feeling that, they are also directly, indirectly related to draining yourself, losing energy, your vitality. The reason why you are losing vitality and energy, because there's the underlying emotion, depression, sadness, which is more directly connected to a sense of loneliness, disconnection, lack of nourishment. Feeling pain of not being nourished enough. All our situation might be very different from each other, but what we can do, and each person can reflect in your own life, trying to understand the situation in your own life. So look at this underlying emotion, physical issues caused by underlying emotion, particularly sense of disconnection, lack of nourishment, feeling loneliness, sadness, even depression, different levels. See them, recognize causal relationship, like understanding the map. So wherever the sickness, pain, blockages in the body, and whatever underlying emotion, exhaustion, lack of nourishment, loneliness, these underlying emotion, loneliness, be aware of both physical manifestation, underlying emotion. Feel it wherever you're feeling them. Breathe out. So air is way of clearing toxic poison airs in a room. When you open the window, from one fresh air comes and the other window, the toxic air leaves. So breathe in fresh air, breathe out toxic air related to the body sickness and emotional, underlying emotion winds or prana. Breathe out. Deep breathe out, maybe twice longer, little longer exhalation from the nostril. So continue breathing deep, fully bring attention to your breath and breathe that. Physical issues, underlying emotion, loneliness. Be aware, feel, breathe it out. Continue. Those who feel a strong manifestation as a sickness, pain, blockages in your body, bring more attention to their awareness to their, bring the pure wind, medicinal wind, and there and breathe it out. Clear that area and then recognize these are caused by underlying emotion, loneliness. Be aware of that feeling of loneliness, that energy of loneliness. Breathe out that too. So among four, we are exercising first two, physical, underlying emotion related to loneliness. Continue. feel and be aware that all people practicing together all around the world, we have over 170 people joining right now. So just feel this sense of connection to everybody. So basically, breathing out that sickness, that pain, that blockages in your body, breathing out the cause of that, a sense of deeper loneliness, disconnection, malnourishment. And gradually, if you feel comfortable, then we go to the second level, which is the conceptual mind. So there's always these emotions are triggered by some logics of yours. You have some reason, or that couple looks very happy, they're connected, that community looks very happy, that family looks very happy, that job looks very happy. So then you see some connection and it's happiness and elsewhere, but then you feel you don't have them. Whatever the logic is behind those emotions, your logic, it might make sense, might not make sense, but for you, definitely it's affecting. So, what is your logic behind those emotions? Be aware of them. Breathe out those thoughts. You don't need a logic to feel pain, feel lonely, produce sickness. You need a better logic. In order to have a better logic, you need to clear the bad logics first. So just breathe out that logic, those conceptual thoughts, and then gradually, deeper than that, who is thinking? Whose logic is that? Somebody deep inside who has been disconnected, who has been not nourished enough, did not feel enough connection. People who are supposed to give the connection did not feel enough nourishment from people who are supposed to give nourishment. That I identity from early childhood, which is stays there, that is where the logic is coming, that is where these emotions are coming, that is where these physical manifestations are happening. So whatever these four level, which makes most sense, most clear picture that you can see them, feel them, breathe out. That wind, that chi, that lung, disease causing lung, that wind, breathe out. Same way, deep, slow nostril from your heart, from your belly, wherever you feel that physical manifestation. So continue do the breathing as we listen to the Sarva mantra and feel we are all supporting each other in this moment. Okay. I hope the meditation makes sense. I hope meditation you give some experience, and I also hope that it gives some kind of tool that how you can work with yourself. So in these four areas, not everybody is feeling physically sick or feeling pain or something like that. But those who are, then it's really good to think about there is these physical manifestation has something to do with underlying emotions such as depression, loneliness, sadness, and these emotion has something to do with the conceptualization, some logic, some reason, some stories that you have. And these stories are created by the pain identity that you identify with for I don't know, for a long time, from childhood on. So if you see the whole picture of story, and then you also know these all are directly linked with a wind disorder. There's like a toxic winds that they can be clear through the practice of the breath, the healing of the breath, and breathing out from very deep, slow, from the heart, from the belly, from the areas of the body, breathing out, and finding more clearing space in yourself. Either it is a physical issues or emotional thing, or is a conceptual mind stories, or so. As a conclusion, I wanted to remind everybody. One of the students, Elise, is what is the Elise is guiding a class that same title, embracing loneliness, cultivating connection, 4 week and weekly sessions. Start May 12 through June 2, and it is free. And I think if you, but this is a limited space so that we will not have too many people. We're trying to have a little bit more intimate so that people can really able to practice and support each other, and also give feedback to the instructor, the teacher, and then able to get more personal support from the teacher. So this is what we offer as a service to our community, and it's free. So the link is down there. So if you wanted to sign up, again, it's not, there's a limited space there, so not because we're trying to limit with the, not to have too many people. So if you're interested, go to the link and sign up. So I hope this session was meaningful, helpful. And then next week, Thursday, then we will have the conversation with other guest speakers. Also, you can visit in cybersangha.net informations about that. So we'll see you next Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Cyber Sangha podcast. If you'd like to learn more about Cyber Sangha, visit us online at cybersangha.net.